All right, to continue the video, we have a formula. So they've given us our multiplication dot, and now we have an R. So this R is the same as this R. So I'm going to multiply, I'm going to put a dot, times 6 for my pattern. So in order for me to get my whole pattern, I started my very first term. So I'm going to go ahead and make my table. My first term has an answer of 7. And then I'm going to continue until I can find the one that matches. So they only want 4. Okay, so I have 7 times 6, that's 42. And I'm multiplying because this says to multiply and the R number is given to you. 42 times 6, put in your calculator, you're going to get 252. So you already know that A cannot be an answer. You know that D cannot be an answer. It has to be one of these two. So I need to multiply my 252 times the number 6. And my answer is going to be 1,512. So my answer is C. So on this side is the same thing. We have my symbol. That's multiplication. So put a dot. And then I have the R number. My R number is 11. So I start at my first term. My one answer is going to be the number 5. So again, we're only doing number 2, number 3, and number 4. So 5 times 11, that's 55. 55 times 11 is 605. So again, A is not an answer, B is not an answer. So these are matching. I just have to look at the last one. 605 times 605 times 11. So use your Desmos calculator. Just put 605 times 11. That's 655. Or sorry, 6655. So my answer is D. Okay. So now there is a mistake on this first one. All right. There's kind of a mistake on this one. So let me do number 2. So we have a lot of numbers. All right. Make a table. Now I want you to put 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now, my 3 answer, if I look here, my 3 answer is negative 40. And my number 4 answer is negative 80. So we don't really need all of these numbers. This is extra. From 40 to 80, I'm going to multiply. So look at your answers. They actually give you a hint. It says times 2. That's my formula. Times 2. Check. But in order for me to get this formula term, all right, this one right here, I have to go backwards, and I'm looking for this one. The number 1, that is the formula number. I don't know what this formula number is. So instead of doing times 2, I have to go backwards. So I'm going to go ahead and reverse it going this direction. All right, so point a little arrow going this way. And we're going to do the opposite. So I'm going to divide by 2. So what is negative 40 divided by 2? Let me plug that in the calculator. Negative 20. And then again, I'm going to reverse it, divide by the 2. So negative 20 divided by 2. So my answer is negative 10 for the first term. So my formula needs to have a 10. So get rid of this one. Get rid of this one. Now, the formula is always going to be n minus 1. Okay? So watch. It's going to be... I'm going to write it on the board for you somewhere. But my formula is always n minus 1. So if you see an n plus 1, take it out. So that means it's going to be B. Okay? So like look at number 1. I say I have an n plus 2, n plus 2, n minus 1, n minus 1. So it's not this one and it's not this one because it's not going to be, it has to be a minus. That's the formula is always a minus. Okay? Now I messed up, guys, because this number is wrong. All right, so I gave you the wrong numbers. So I'm going to tell you what it is. Okay, so everyone go ahead and put 1, 2, 3, 4. So this one is supposed to be negative 60, and this is supposed to be negative 120. Okay. So that's what it's supposed to. So scratch these up. These are wrong. So if I look at my formula, I have times 2. So I'm going to go ahead and put times 2. That's my formula. Check. But I have to go backwards. So what's the opposite of a times 2? I'm going to divide by 2. So negative 60 divided by 2. Type it in. So I have negative 30. And then I'm going to jump again. Negative 30 divided by 2. Negative 15. Okay. So I know that I have the n minus 1, n minus 1. My original formula is times 2. And now I know that it's going to be a where it has negative 15. For number 8, remember this is substitute. The 40th term. So put y equals, okay, negative 10 plus 4 parentheses, 40 plus 2 parentheses. And you can just put this in the decimals calculator. So negative 10 parentheses 4, plus 4 parentheses 40 plus 2. So my answer is 158. All right, put this in decimals as well. I forgot this one. Put in decimals to figure out what this decimal is. Now on the back, so we did the graphing ones last time. Just remember that you have to put this into the decimals format. So these are all going to be y equals, and these are all going to be x's. Okay. So decimals format. Y equals negative 4 plus 2 parentheses x minus 1. Okay, that's what you put into the decimals to see which one of these match. Same thing over here. My decimals format is going to be y equals 1 parentheses x minus 1. Y equals negative 1. So do not put parentheses on the base number. That big number on the bottom, don't put that. You're going to put just x minus 1, negative 2, parentheses x minus 1, and then we have positive 2, parentheses x minus 1, like that. So that's how you put it in decimals. When you put it in decimals, your graph has to look like this. It goes up. It's a curve. All right, so we have the petri dish is filled with 350 bacterial cultures. So this is easy. All right, we're going to put y equals. We're just going to make a formula with these numbers. So 350. Now the key word is triples, right? Triples means you have to do times 3. So my formula is going to be times 3 parentheses n minus 1. It's always the parentheses n minus 1. Let's see, is that easy? So we're done. Check. That's for the A. Write a recursive and explicit formula for the sequence that models the scenario. So just put that first number in the big number, times, because it says the word triples, times 3, parentheses, n minus 1. Now what it says, predict the number of bacteria cultures in the dish after 8 hours. So in decimals, you put y equals 350 times 3, parentheses, 8 minus 1. So this is where you put the 8. All right, put in decimals to get your answer, and it's gonna be a big decimal, guys. So be very careful. Over here, same thing. The petri dish is filled with 250 bacteria, so we have 225. I don't know why I said 250. Sorry. And then it says it doubles. So what does the word double mean? The double means times 2. So I'm gonna put times 2 parentheses always n minus 1. Check. So now we're going to put 10 hours. So y equals 225 times 2 parentheses 10 minus 1 parentheses, and put that in the calculator. Okay. And that's it. All right, get your decimal, and you're done.